In this video, I'm going to show you how to get your first 50 reviews on Amazon in any marketplace, and also how to stay ahead from your competitors. So how to keep getting regular, consistent reviews long-term on your products. Hello everyone, it's Sajad here. Let's get straight into it. So first thing to answer is why. Why do you need product reviews? So if you're a complete beginner, this is why. So if you shop on the Amazon marketplace, so I've done a random search here for charcoal face mask, you'll see firstly that Amazon tend to show those products that have higher reviews higher up in the search. And most customers are going to make a purchasing decision from the first page. That's without a doubt. And even if you have sponsored ads, so you can see some of these at the top are sponsored. So if somebody clicks on that, then Amazon charges the seller. Still, you need reviews, because if you click on one of these listings, I won't click on one of the sponsored ones because it will cost them money. But if I click on one of these other ones, you'll see here on an organic search that if they have lots of reviews, I'm more likely to purchase the product. So that's why we need Amazon product reviews. But just remember, that's not the only thing here. So don't just be obsessed with reviews. If your product isn't very good, you've not done the images properly, you've not got good copywriting here when it comes to the feature points, maybe in the future, you don't have brand registry as well. So here you could have more information about your product. You could have more pictures here. So if you don't have this stuff, then your listing won't convert that well anyway, regardless of reviews. So just remember that is one piece of the puzzle, but for Amazon, it is an important one. And the whole Amazon marketplace was built on top of customer reviews, which is why now you see in other places like eBay, even random retailers like Currys, Argos, etc. They all have started to do this way too late, like 20 years after they should have been doing this. They've now started to add that function where customers can add reviews. Okay, so that's the why. And I'm going to start, before we get into the techniques and strategies, 2 warnings. So warning number 1, let's go back to the main search here. If you're trying to get reviews, never ever link your product and send it to someone. For example, if this was your product here, never ever take this URL at the top and send it to someone. Because Amazon have made a note now, well, the bots, the algorithm has made a note of this particular link, and that's a special link for you as a customer or as a person with a particular IP address. Nobody else will have that exact same link, and you'll know that if you start looking through this particular link, you'll see all weird sorts of characters and digits and stuff like that. So don't take that risk. If you want somebody to review your product, just tell them to look for it on the Amazon marketplace themselves. They'll obviously find it and then ask them to purchase it and then leave you a review. Don't ever send any links. That's the first warning. Second warning, because Amazon is an algorithm, it's not human beings who will check whether your reviews are verified, whether they're legitimate in inverted commas, shall we say. So the second warning is Amazon does all of this via algorithms. So what you want to avoid doing is when you first launch your product, you don't want to make 5 sales and from those 5 sales have 5 reviews, because Amazon knows that's not normal behavior. For example, any of our normal selling products, even with feedback systems in place, we'll only ever get like 5% reviews organically. And I'll come on to that in just a minute as well. But because of that, Amazon knows that. So make sure if you are, sending products to your friends, family, stuff like that. So make sure that if you want your friends, family to review your product, you're actually getting some sales as well. And we'll come again onto that in just a minute. But those are the 2 warnings you need to be aware of. So let's talk strategies. And final warning, don't use review groups or services ever. Just avoid it like the plague. Now, if you have to and you're completely desperate and it's your first product and you don't know what else to do, then maybe yes, you can risk it. But if you've been selling for a while and you've got a good few products, you don't need to take these risks. The reason you don't use review groups like you might find on Facebook, for example, is you don't know who's on the other side. So that particular customer who purchases your product, you pay them, they leave you a review. What if they get banned as a customer with Amazon later down the line because Amazon actually finds out? Well, then what Amazon is going to do is go through their whole list of orders, assume they were all part of this pay for review kind of service, and then start chasing all these sellers and potentially suspending accounts without question. And then you'd have to prepare an appeal and say why you didn't know what was going on, blah, blah, blah. You can still get around it, but you don't want to take that risk. So those are the 3 warnings you need to be aware of. Let's get onto the strategies right now. So strategy number 1, friends and family. Well, this is a listing on Amazon for kind of like a charcoal face mask, and it's got 10 reviews, which is good. It's got 10 decent reviews. The problem is This seller actually launched back in August 2019. So they've been going for more than a year now. So 10 reviews is just too low. They should have way more than that, possibly even well over 100 reviews right now, even with moderate kind of sales. So what's happened here? Well, what they've done here, there's nothing wrong with the listing. Listing seems fine. It's got a few pictures. It could be better, obviously. We can always improve, but they've not managed to get enough reviews. They probably don't have any kind of automated email software in place. So friends and family, what's the strategy there? Well, remember I talked about review rates. What you can do is you can ask a friend or family member to find your particular product on Amazon themselves and then purchase it and then leave you a verified review. Because they've actually purchased the product, it will be verified. And just think about it for a minute. How can Amazon possibly know that this random friend that you have who lives somewhere else didn't just legitimately purchase that product? So that can be done, but you want to use this as trump cards. So once you've got 5 sales, maybe ask one friend or family member, then get another 5 organic sales, meaning wait to get a few more sales, then maybe ask somebody else to do it, and then another 5 sales. That's the safest way to do it. You don't want to risk it. There's no urgency to get 5 reviews immediately. 2 or 3 are fine, and then you can build up slowly from there and your account will be completely safe. But just remember, never ever send a friend or family member your link. Make sure they don't live obviously in the same household, because Amazon will link it by address anyway, and also Amazon can link it because you will probably be sharing the same Wi-Fi. So those are the warnings there. If you listen to those warnings, then you'll be fine. I did that with all my initial products. Many of my students have done this with absolutely no issues at all. It does work, and unfortunately it is on the boundaries of what's ethical, but you need to somehow get the ball rolling here. So it's a great way to get things started, and then from then on most of your reviews will be organic anyway. So even if your product is complete rubbish, it doesn't matter if your friends and family gave you good reviews, because later down the line you will get some negative reviews if your product isn't very good. Next method, Amazon's early reviewer program. You'll see this as an option in your Seller Central account. If you click on this, Amazon can actually arrange for you to get your initial reviews. Now, there are some issues with this. First of all, there is a cost. Then also, you're not guaranteed to get 5-star reviews, but remember, you're trying at the beginning to get volume of reviews higher. If you get 1 negative review, but then get 10 4-star and 5-star reviews, it will completely drown out the critical review. And there are always things you can do about the critical review anyway. So don't worry about that too much. You want to use as many methods as you can initially, especially legitimate methods, to try and boost things. The other problem with this is you won't always get the reviews. Sometimes they could take weeks, sometimes even unfortunately months. But if your product is new and it's got usually less than 5 reviews, you will be able to enroll. If you have an existing product that's already got a lot of reviews, very likely Amazon doesn't give you this option. So absolutely consider it for any new products. Again, you'll find it in Seller Central under the advertising tab. Next one, automated feedback systems, kind of review systems. So basically what happens with those is when, let's say I was ordering this product, what will happen is automatically the seller can send me an email requesting a review, but obviously requesting it in such a way that's within terms and conditions. So basically you're asking for feedback, and there's nothing wrong with that. Amazon does that anyway for a lot of your products, and I would highly recommend this. Now, a lot of people say it doesn't work anymore. That's not true at all. It absolutely works. The problem is a lot of customers have opted out already. Nothing you can do about that. And also a lot of customers just ignore these types of emails nowadays. So when I first started on Amazon a few years ago, it was working a lot better than it is now, but it still does get you reviews. So if you're doing that and your competitors have chosen not to do it because they think it doesn't work, over a period of 1 year, you're going to get 200 reviews and they're only going to get 20 or 30. That's just the way it is. If you don't do this organically, you're just not going to get any reviews, and very likely you're just going to get bad ones, because that's usually why people review nowadays if there's some problem with a product. The two I highly recommend are Feedback Genius, and also Helium 10 now has this option as well. I've got affiliate links below. If you use those, you will get a significant discount on the entire Helium 10 package. By the way, just a quick pause. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. If there are any strategies here that you'd like me to go into in more detail, just comment below. Next one, request a review button. Now, there is actually a manual way whereby order by order, you can actually request a review and then Amazon sends the customer their very basic template. So if you wanted to do this when you first got started, especially if you're selling as FBM rather than FBA, you can sometimes just click that button, let Amazon send their kind of custom review question to the customer. That's another way to do it. But if you have an automated kind of software in place anyway, you don't really need to do that. But consider that if you can't afford to pay that little bit extra for Amazon software at the moment. Next, let's talk about some advanced options to get reviews. Now, these might not be applicable to you if you're a beginner, but I'm going to discuss them anyway. And again, if you want more information on that, just comment below. The first is using a CRM, an email list. So I use Infusionsoft and also ActiveCampaign. Now, what you can do on these CRMs is you can build an email list. So let's say you run some advertising externally, for example, Facebook ads. You can actually promote your product, build up a list of customers potentially who purchased your Amazon product, and then later down the road, you can just literally send them an email broadcast or even enter them into a campaign whereby they get emails from you after purchasing that said product. Now, these will of course work better because they have better deliverability as compared to Amazon because people won't have opted out. And also, especially if you're doing some sort of special offer or discount for them, they're more likely to leave you a review. So it's something that you can consider further down the line, building your own email list. And if you're selling products on Amazon and you're trying to build a brand in the same niche, let's say you're doing just kind of beauty products or bathroom products, then very likely for your future product launches, those same customers might be interested. So it's not only a great way to get reviews, but it's a great way to do future launches because you could get some initial, a boost of initial sales from the same customer base. So just an email list of even just 100 people can be very valuable. Next option for brand registered sellers, Amazon also has a Vine program, which is another way you can get a decent volume of reviews. And these reviews are again guaranteed, but they can take a while to build up. But no guarantee you'll get 5-star reviews either. But it is an option and one you should definitely consider. Our comprehensive Amazon training program is on promotion at the moment. It's the first link in the description below. And there we go through, amongst other topics, getting Amazon product reviews in a lot of detail. I also covered there Amazon seller reviews, customer follow-up, you get the email sequences, etc. If you have any questions on that, just email me on admin@amazonwizard.co.uk. Finally, Instagram and using influencers. So that could be on YouTube as well. You can contact them, see if they would be interested in promoting your product, maybe for a kickback, or just to do one Instagram post. You could pay them, let's say £50 a dollars or £100 a dollars. Better to go for the smaller Instagrammers rather than the massive ones with 1 million followers. They'll probably never respond to you anyway, but no harm in considering this. It's a little bit more advanced in terms of how you set it up, but it can result in a lot of traffic to that page. And if the influencer agrees to do a little follow-up where by the people who purchase that particular product could help you out by leaving a review. Let's say, you tell them you're a small local seller trying to grow your business, which right now in the current environment we're in, a lot of people will have kind of like empathy for that at the moment, especially for small businesses. So that's it. Hope that helped you. Very simple, quick overview. And I'll do another one again very soon. Thanks for listening.